welcome to another video on Torch Mach 1. Today really isn't going to be much of a fun video. It's going to be more of an instructional kind of how-to. I think I'm going to call it like a mechanical series, just like everything that I do to the car that needs work on it. I'm going to post videos and I'm going to fix it all myself. Today we're going to be changing out the spark plugs on the Mach 1. There's really, I guess I'm not really having any symptoms of needing to do it. However, I'm not really sure that the previous owner did it because he kept the car dirty and the car was a mess when I bought it. So I almost assume that he never really did it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it today, just kind of see if it freshens the car up a little bit. I got Shane coming out here. He's going to be holding the camera for me when, you know, I'm doing the work on the car and stuff. So let's get into it.
Ah! Bruh, bruh, bruh.
Oh, I think I hear someone. Look what the cat drug in! Okay, so we got the hood open here. So the only purpose of me making this video is I've yet to find a video on YouTube actually like step-by-step how to do this. I actually had to look at a forum and find pictures of stuff. So I'm gonna walk you guys through everything and we're gonna get this all done. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to take this upper part of the cold air intake off, and the spark plugs sit right under these valve covers on each side. So let's start removing all that stuff. Alright guys, so now we take a look here. There's a throttle body. I don't know if it's the same way with the stock cold air intake, but mine's a JLT, and all I did was loosen this top bracket to slide it off of the throttle body, and then I loosened that one right there, and I pulled the top off the throttle body first, slid that right out, and now we have full access, and then that little raised part is the cover that we're going to be taking off next. Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to start with the passenger side first. So all we're going to do is loosen this bolt right here, and this bolt on this other side, and this whole thing should just raise off. Alright guys, so to loosen these, you're going to need a 10mm ratchet. They're fairly easy to get out. Now that I got those out, I'm going to go ahead and lift this guy up, and as you can see, it just comes right off. And set that over here. And now that we got this right here, you can see our coil packs, and then under those, of course, are our spark plugs. I'm going to wait for Shane to get back so he can disconnect so he can hold the camera for me. But all we're going to do now is these adapters, we're going to remove those on each coil pack here and pull them out, and then we will take the spark plugs out. Okay guys, so the only thing that you're going to have to do to take these coil packs out is you can see me kind of pulling up on them. They can slip right out. You're going to push that tab right there, and it's going to disconnect those cables from it. Excuse me, all we are going to do is get in here, and I don't know what length the extension I have is here, but it's a 5/8 socket, and we're going to go ahead and just break all the spark plugs loose and pull them out. This is the first spark plug we pulled out on the passenger side. I'm not actually sure what cylinder that would be. I'm assuming 1. This is what the first one looks like. It actually doesn't look too bad. Same spark plugs I'm going to put back in. And tip, food for thought here. I got them loose, but then the problem was when I finally got them loose is that they're way down deep in there. So I had to use my little handy dandy magnet to actually pull the spark plugs out. So that's something that you're going to have to need because you're not going to be able to reach in and grab them. Spark plugs, I know these from the factory, like I said, these are just the Motorcraft plugs. These are already pre-gapped, it looks like, but you're going to want to get a spark plug gapper. You can get that at any local auto parts store. These are going to be gapped to 0.054. Like I said, looks like they're already pre-gapped. I already checked it. And you're going to want to take some anti-seize lubricant on these spark plugs, and you're going to want to put them around the threads, just so when you go and change them out next time, you don't strip the threads or anything in the block. Another big thing also is to always change the spark plugs when the motor's cold. Don't do it when it's hot because you can actually strip the threads on the block, and that's not good at all. You're in a world of trouble. Okay, so now we got the first spark plug in one of the banks here, and we're just gonna go ahead and see if we can get it to thread. Oh, wrong way. Just go ahead and get it hand tight first. If you don't have a torque wrench like I do, you just want to go ahead and get it hand tight here. Which you kind of caught up in the spot there. So I'm tightening it with ease here. I'm just gonna. So just keep going until it gets firm. So right now it gets firm, and then if you don't have a torque wrench, you're just gonna go ahead and give it like a little quarter turn and pull her out, and now it's good to go. These spark plugs, if you do have a torque wrench, they do torque down to 11 foot-pounds, but the torque wrench that we have doesn't have the exact 11 foot-pound setting, so we just went with them hand tight, give it a little quarter turn, and call it good. Okay guys, so now all new, god damn it, I cannot talk. All new 4 spark plugs are in, and now you're just gonna reverse the process. You're gonna put the coil packs back on, make sure they're seated down in there. Let's see if I can show you what it's like when they seat. So you can hear them click like that in there, and you can kind of feel it and wiggle them around a little bit. They're not really gonna move. Put the connectors back on, and then you put the cover back on. So once I get that back on, we're gonna put the cold air intake tubing back on, and we're gonna go to the driver's side and do the same thing. All right guys, so it's literally the same exact thing for the driver's side. It's those 2 bolts again. Like I said, this thing will raise off. You'll see your coil packs, and just repeat the whole process, and we should be done here in a minute. We just did the driver's side. It's complete. Now we're gonna start it up, and it's the moment of truth. All right. Here we go. If my mechanical skills are good or not.
Scooch, drop top, whiz up, yeah. Hey, you get the bag and fumble it, I get the bag and flip it and tumble it straight off the lot.